Have you ever played a game and thought to yourself, this game is awesome, but I wish it had something else? And you wanted to add that something else, but you didn't want to spend hours upon hours learning coding and editing and figuring out how to mod the game to be exactly what you want it to be. Well, look no further, gamers, because the one game to rule them all is making its way into the industry. I introduce to you Project Frontier. But first, I want you to imagine, with your twisted little gamer minds, if you will, if Valheim and Fortnite and every game you love came together and had one big love child with Dungeons and Dragons. That would be this game. Because Project Frontier is not just a game, it's a full-fledged game editing engine as well, which empowers you, the gamer, to take the base system that they've designed and radically turn it into whatever game you want it to be without ever touching any code. Does this sound like a game for you? Then stick around and find out how you can get a free pass to check out the pre-alpha playtest launching next month. And with this exclusive code, you'll be able to even skip the wait line. Now let's get into the nitty-gritty of exactly what Project Frontier is. But as this game is still in early design, what you're going to see footage-wise here is actually not the final product yet. And I'm telling you this not because you're about to see a bunch of unfinished models and textures and disappointing footage, but what may appear to be a really polished game already. The development team working on this project, OCP, wait, where have I heard that before?
You now have 15 seconds to comply.
Okay, that's a bit scary. But anyway, the Project Frontier team says that they've taken inspiration from games like Valheim and Helldivers and a bunch of other survival games and built from the concepts of what made those games great to transform their survival game style into a dynamic and universally player-enhancing experience. One concept they borrowed from the first-person shooter style survival games like Fortnite and PUBG is instead of being in a permanent or semi-permanent style game with a lot of building to do and grinding to do, your worlds are set up for more mainstream 45-minute to hour-long play sessions, where you can complete the full objective in a more team arena or team deathmatch style encounters. I see this game and its core engine being the style of game that would be very welcome in Discord communities of all types, as you will be able to easily modify this game to whatever theme or style game your community is looking for, and make it a truly unique experience for everyone. Similar to the communities around Valheim that work diligently to come up with new concepts like RP and PvP-based servers, and mods like Marketplace and Thursday's Monstrum to expand on the capabilities of the game, all this will be built into Project Frontier, ready for you to modify with a few clicks of your mouse, and without the heavy building and grinding that games like Valheim have. Not that there's anything wrong with the grind. I love the grind. Project Frontier currently promotes a done-for-you game, just like any game, so you don't have to start modifying the moment you jump in. It is on its own a full-fledged experience. Right now, the game has 3 classes for you to choose from, a pirate, a ninja, and a viking, and you group up in teams of 3. The overall objective is to destroy the other team's caravan and be the last team to survive. Each session can have as little as 2 teams or as many as 10, so up to 30 players can play at once, and the maps will adjust its size accordingly to become an all-out battle royale. Throughout the experience, you'll have different objectives you need to achieve, such as gathering resources, crafting your gear, and making other supplies you'll need to survive. You also encounter a variety of different mobs to fight, NPCs to talk to, and quests to complete. The diplomacy in the game is completely player-based, so if you want to make an alliance, that is an option. But betrayals are also an option, so you'll want to be careful with who you trust. Part of the mistrust value to the game also comes from the fact that not all teams will have the same goals and objectives. Some teams might have a goal to kill a specific target or NPC, while another team has the objective to protect that same NPC. Will the team you ally with really be on a mission to kill the one you're protecting? That's all part of the game. The objectives overall are based on the game round chosen, or as the game labels them, myths, which are, in a nutshell, the game type that you are playing. It's basically choosing between like capture the flag or a protect the king style game. I got to try out a few of these rounds in early development and they were a lot of fun. But here's where the fun really comes in. While Project Frontier will pre-package myths for you, these two are completely customizable, so the rounds can be essentially about whatever you want them to be. This is also where you would enter into creative mode and completely redesign all the weapons, armor, terrain, characters, mobs, whatever it is about the game you want to change, you're free to do so. Now, just because everything is configurable without touching code, that doesn't mean they prevent you from just editing the code live, on the fly, right in the game. All you need to do is make your edits, hit execute, and then bam, it's live right there in the game, so everyone can play it. Have a cool idea for a weapon? Just a few clicks and you've got it in the game. Want to create your own elaborate story? You're in full control. And just like games like Roblox, you can share your creations freely with the entire Frontier community. And the devs have even said if they like what you've designed, they may even add it into the base game itself, making Project Frontier not only a developer-made game, but after its release, it can and most likely will become a community-made game. I feel like Project Frontier steps into the future of game making, where no longer are developers hiding their code and locking it down in fear that someone else might steal it and make it better, but instead inviting the creative masses to come together like all games should and take a game which at its core will already be great, but expand on it for infinite possibilities. For I feel at the end of the day, most gamers play games to tell their own story, or to experience other stories. And while the initial story of the game is usually great, if you want your game to be truly great, it has to be able to tell your community stories as well. Now, if you're interested in skipping the wait line and checking this game out for yourself when it launches its pre-alpha playtest in June, then follow the link below in my description to my Discord community, and you'll find our community code there. And if you want to see more videos like this reviewing other up-and-coming games, make sure to hit that like button so I know you enjoyed it.